Hi everyone and welcome to episode 24 of TeachTechPlay. This is our special PE edition with Aussie Phys Ed, and so I'm really excited to see what they've got to share with us tonight. I think there's going to be a bit of competition going on with all our Aussie Phys Ed, so let's make sure it's a fair playing field, guys. Be nice and we'll get the show going. But before we get started with the show, I'd just like to congratulate episode 23 winner, Graham Andre, when he shared Class Dojo. I know that was a great hit, and I know many educators around Australia are using Class Dojo, so it was great to hear just some ways he is also using it in his classroom. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to remember to submit projects for Genius Hour Fair. So Genius Hour Fair is something I run on the side for students to showcase their Genius Hour projects. So entries are open and they'll be closing at the end of the month, so make sure that you do get those in for judging. Now I'll hand over to Steve to say hello, and then I'll introduce our presenters.
Hey everybody, Steve from Ivanhoe Grammar School. I'm really excited. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are. You're fine.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so excited to be listening to some great phys editors sharing some amazing things, and hopefully having a special guest later on in the show.
Yes, Steve, you did touch on something. So not only do you have to vote for these guys, but we do have a very special announcement at the end of tonight's show. So make sure you don't go anywhere and stick around to the end, because I think you'll be excited for what we've got to share. So I might jump over to you guys, the phys ed teachers, to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from. Obviously, we all know you're phys ed teachers, but if you let us know if you're primary, secondary, I think I know most of you are primary, but I don't know, I could be wrong. So fill me in, and we'll get started. So Andy, I might get you to kick us off to begin with, just because you sort of organised this lovely show. I like to say that you guys hacked TeachTechPlay tonight because you've taken over.
We certainly have. And, so, hi guys, my name's Andy Head. I am a primary phys ed teacher, and have been for many, many years. And I'm based at Truganina South Primary School in Hoppers Crossing, just west of Melbourne.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. And we'll jump over to Arron. Do you want to share a little bit where you're from, Arron?
Yes, so I'm Arron Gardiner, obviously, Grovedale Primary School in Geelong, and I reckon I might have these guys covered tonight. I'm multi-talented, so I do art and PE as a specialist teacher, so I think that's one vote for me right there.
Perfect, getting your artistic flair into the PE as well, which is great to hear. Daniel, do you want to tell us a bit about where you're from? Just remember to unmute yourself. Yep, perfect.
Yeah, so Daniel from St Michael's Grammar School here in Melbourne, and as I reckon I'm pretty multi-talented too. Technology is my other thing as well. I'm going to throw that in there. So great to be here and sharing tonight.
Perfect, thank you, Daniel. Next we've got Sean.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. My name's Sean Dawn. I'm from Baldwin North Primary School in Victoria, and I'd like to think that I'm very multi-talented because I not only swim, bike and run, but I also teach PE. So I think I've got you covered there, Mr. Gardiner.
And I know, Sean, we've got to give you a little round of applause. You participated in Ironman yesterday, so well done.
Thank you.
And thank you for finding the time from your outside your hotel room. So
yeah, room number 43, just if anyone's in the area.
Next, Shannon, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, Shannon Cameron here from Caroline Chisholm School in the ACT. In terms of what I'm going to bring tonight, I'm going to be talking a formative assessment strategy, so looking forward to getting our competition on here.
Perfect, thank you. So most of you are Victorians. Shannon, being a female, you know, you may take out the win, which is always good. But make sure that you do vote for your favourite presenter. So the link for tonight is, I've just lost it. Sorry, guys. I'll get it up in a second. I'll get it up after next presenter because my computer is just not working at the moment. So Sean, you're going to be kicking off the show first with Flip Learning Recipe for Success. So let me know when you're ready and I will start the timer and we can get started.
Okay, I think I am ready.
Perfect.
So, yes, so I've embarked on this flipped learning journey with a member who's actually in this show tonight, Daniel Zito, and we've looked at making videos that will engage students. So they're going to look at these videos prior to their learning experience. They can even reaffirm them within the sessions and then revisit them after the sessions. I guess the other hidden part of this is that it empowers the parents and guardians by giving them extra challenge activities to work on at the end of the videos, which I've found really fantastic with my parents at my school, and they've been asking for more and more of these videos. It also invites the classroom teachers to really get on board with these PE videos, and they'll even show them and get students to make similar videos in the classroom. It also creates an inclusive and vibrant PE environment at your school, which I've really enjoyed seeing the benefits. A simple recipe, as I've promised, because I'm going to keep this pretty short. This is a much longer presentation, but a recipe to get the students engaged when you're making your videos. Really important to have eye contact. So the moment you lose eye contact with the camera, you basically lose your audience. Number two is to vary it up, so to change the angles. The human brain wants a new idea after 3 seconds. So you want to try and change the angle, or wide or close up, medium shot. Also lighting and sound, so making sure that you're not shooting outside your hotel room or in a dark environment. Also understanding the sound, so the use of microphones can become important. Gyms are the worst possible place to be doing a video because of the acoustics with the flooring, so that's where crash mats and things can come in. Also humour. I know that if you'll have the opportunity with a link later on to see the humour that Daniel, Zito and myself use within these videos. Lots of puns and sort of dad-style jokes that are return jokes that will ensure that your audience, whether it be a student, a teacher or a parent, they will watch it till the end of the movie. Also to keep it simple, so I know those first 4 do sound like there's a bit involved, but not to take too much of your time with these, because you can deliver a very fantastic flipped learning video and it doesn't have to take you 6 hours to make. It can, but I would encourage you to keep it simple. Engaging the parents is very important, so giving them something to do at home, which I'll show you shortly, subject to time of course, but giving them
1 minute
where they can actually go off and try an activity. So I'll try and share this video. Have we got the video there? So this is the beginning of a video that Daniel and I have made. Instantly you can see that we're engaging with the music.
Sean, just share your screen again, because we haven't got the video at the moment. I've stopped the timer. So just share your screen again. And
Yep.
perfect. Now just play. You might need to pull your headphones out so we can hear it.
So these are 3 simple steps. Change of angle there.
So we just can't hear you, but that's okay. We can still see what's happening. That's the video, that is. So Sean, I'm not sure if you heard the timer did just go off.
So we might leave it there. Am I back?
Yes, you are. Perfect. I really loved how in your video you made it very clear, and I think that's really important whenever you do flip anything, any type of video, that it's clear to the students what it is actually that you want them to do. So I think that was really important, the way you made it clear and showed the physical way your body moves and took them step by step through. Do any of our other PE teachers, including Steve, because I know your background's PE as well, have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I might just jump in and say, Sean, I've just tweeted out that video on the TeachTechPlay hashtag in case anyone wants to watch it with the sound. Sean, though, I was going to ask, flipped learning is becoming quite common in a lot of different subjects, but why is it so good for phys ed in particular?
Yeah, well, I think it is the aspect of really empowering the parents, because I know a lot of the time parents are wanting to take their kids down to the park, but I think it's actually giving them 3 really clear steps to work with their child down at the park, and even the child themselves can teach. We actively encourage them to teach it back to the parents. Also, obviously, differentiation. I know Daniel has used these videos at the beginning of his lessons for the students that are struggling to perhaps grasp one of the 3 steps that we've looked at in the video, but then allowing the remainder of the class that have mastered that skill to then move into the gym and progress with the next progression of that skill. It also allows those students to go home after the lesson and perhaps revisit something that they might have found clear in the lesson and practice it at home.
Perfect.
Hey, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah,
just one thing that I probably got from you from sitting through that session with you at the Archway State Conference is, I think it's very easy for us as PE teachers to take the work that you and Dan have done, all that hard work, and use that own video, use that video for ourselves. But I think one thing you really stressed was the importance of doing that for yourself. Just that it's so important for your kids to see you as a teacher. So, you know, if I was going to show it to my kids, it's better if I'm showing the kids myself in that position and that sort of video instead of just using yours, because they're able to put a real meaning to you doing it. So I think that was one thing I really took away from you, that, yeah, as much as I'd love to rip your stuff off because I know how long it took you, it's really important that I do it for myself with my kids. So I just think that's a really important thing to put out there.
Arron, that's a really good point. Sorry, Sean, that's a really good point, because no matter what you do, even in the classroom perspective, the kids will really appreciate you actually doing it rather than just showing them something else someone else has created. So I think that is really key. We might keep going just for the time's sake, but if we've got time at the end, we can always have a bit more of a discussion. I'm just going to share quickly the slide so everyone can see to vote, because I didn't do that earlier. So the slide to vote you'll now see on your screen. So make sure that you do vote for your favourite presenter tonight. That is also up on our website, so you can always do that, and follow us on Twitter using the TTPlay hashtag. So we'll jump back now, and our next presenter is Daniel. And Daniel, you're presenting on visual attachments in iDoceo or Doceo, however you pronounce it. And I know this app has been a game changer for PE teachers, but not just PE teachers, but teachers in general. So I haven't actually used it, but I'm excited to see the ways that you guys are using it. So let me know when you're ready and I'll start the timer.
All right, ready, set, go. So I call it iDoceo, but I reckon I hear iDoceo a lot. So take your pick, really. It's a great app. It's basically just a grade book, but it's really flexible. There's so many different things you can use it for. So I'm just going to narrow my focus today to one particular part of it, and that is attaching resources. So visual resources. As you said, it's great for all different subjects, but physical education in particular, being a physical endeavour, as in all the skills that we want to see and assess and record, are a visual. Once it's done in a PE class, it's kind of gone. We don't have the luxury in PE of going back over a student's book to check for understanding, or rereading an essay to see whether a student's picked up a concept. We kind of need to capture what's happening then and there in the class. So that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm just going to share my screen and show a few of the little things I do. Excuse me for just a moment. Okay. You can see my screen now?
Perfect.
Okay, so this is the grade book, and I've got my students down the left-hand side, and these are the different skills I'm assessing them on. You can see the score I've given them there. But where I've got that red arrow, you can see a little triangle in the top corner of the cell, which means there's something actually attached to that cell other than their grade. If you see down the bottom right-hand corner where that paperclip is, that's where I actually see what's attached to that cell. So if I tap on that, it actually brings up the video. So what I do in class is I actually just hold down on that cell as the student comes past performing that leap skill. I'll take a quick video of it. You can see there it's a 6-second video. Often it's less than 6 seconds. The quicker the better. Sometimes 3 or 4, as short as you can make it. And if I tap on that, up comes the video. So I'll just sit there after class, press play, watch the student perform the skill, and then go back to that grade book and put in the score that I think they deserve for that skill. Now, as I move on, back to that grade book, up the top where it says LEAP, if I just tap on the top of the column there, you can actually attach text as well. So if you look down to the bottom of the screen, under LEAP, I've put my own criteria in there, which I've taken from the Fundamental Motor Skills Guide, and that's basically what I'm assessing on. So I've got all my information there in the app to go away and do my assessments. So to attach, basically I'm just tapping and holding on a cell. You can see that paperclip icon that's come up there, and if I tap on that, these are the different resources you can attach there. So you can put a picture in, a video, audio, and so on. Add a file is really handy. Heaps of things you can attach to cells. Now, it's not only the cells you can attach things to. You can see where I've got ball bounce up the top there. If I tap on that, looking down the bottom right-hand side, again, there's another paperclip, which means I've attached something to that whole column. So sometimes you don't plan on assessing, but like in this class, for example, students were bouncing a ball in a bit of a game. They were all coming past me, and I just thought, wow, this is a great chance to assess right here. I didn't mean it, but they're demonstrating the skill. So I can actually attach a video, not of one particular student, but the whole class, just to make it quick and easy when you're in the middle of a lesson. So if I tap that paperclip down the bottom right-hand side, you can see there's a 1-minute video there of the whole class, and they were just walking around. That's a video. I would just press play, and I see the whole class walking past. Thanks. And then I just return to that screen and put the grade in there for them. The other thing you can do is not attach to a cell, but to a rubric. And I won't talk about rubrics right now, but just to say that you can attach video to there as well. So if I bring up my rubric, and I'm looking at that second row of criteria where it says strike and field skill execution, then down the bottom right-hand side, again, I've got the paperclip. I have a video in there of a student striking a ball with a softball bat. So I'll do that and just go back to the rubric and place them where I think they belong. As I said before, not only video, so in this grade 6 rubric, again, there's an active living unit there which I want to assess for. Down at the paperclip icon, I've got a PDF there of a journal they were completing. So
Daniel, your time's up. I just reset the timer instead of stopping it.
Okay.
I'll let you finish.
Thanks. So this is a journal they were completing in Book Creator on their iPad. When they were finished, they just saved as a PDF and airdropped it to me. I just went save into iDoceo, allocated it to a student, and there it was there. And just to finish off, I'll just say that all these resources are kept in one place as well, so really handy for parent-teacher interviews. So if I tap and hold on a student, you can see their little profile picture there. Tap on that, and then down the bottom right-hand side where it says resources, you can see a list of resources there. Really handy if a parent comes in, and you can just pull up all your assessment data right there, show them videos of what their students are doing in class, and the work they've handed in as well. So I'll wrap up there, but I guess as I ask for questions, probably worth viewers just thinking as well about, in their own subjects, what things they could assess that are visual rather than written or drawn and so on. So thank you.
I think Thank you. I think that's really great, just the way that it allows it all to be in one spot. I do know that just for teachers out there who are wanting it, I'm pretty sure there's a price attached to that app. Am I correct?
That's right. Yeah, it is over $10 now. It's one of those apps where the price just keeps going up and up and up. And I think the reason that
$17.99 to be precise, Dan, at the moment.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah. And a couple of years ago it was down at a couple of dollars, but it goes up because it's worth it, to be honest.
And I think that's the key thing. It started off, I remember when I got it was $10. I haven't really used it yet, but it is one of those apps that is there that easily can record, and as you said, for parent-teacher interviews and even reports, it's all your data's there, and I think it's perfect for you guys as PE teachers just to be able to snap and upload and have all the evidence right there for your assessment. Did anyone else have any questions or comments?
You make me feel old. I bought it at $4.79.
And you put me on it for that price. It was good. Just to follow on from Dan, though, I think it's really important to stress it is a great app for PE teachers, but it's probably really important to stress how good it is for classroom teachers. So the classroom teachers at my school, I've got all but 2 using it at the moment, and I'm in the midst of breaking down the maths curriculum for them for next year, which I'm going to put on Andy and my website later on this year. So I know we've got some stuff from the old Osvals, but yeah, I'm in the midst of breaking it up for the Vic curriculum, and that's going to be just an Excel spreadsheet that teachers can literally import straight in. So they've got a workbook to work from without having to do any work, because it'll be done for them. So that, Andy, we are going to publish on our website by the end of this year.
And I'll just make one more comment on that, and this is a massive one, guys, and certainly doesn't stop at PE, but the advocacy of your area. If you can record, share, walk into your principal's office and show them exactly where every single kid that you teach is, then 100% believer as a principal will follow you and your journey, and if we don't sell ourselves, then no one's going to buy in for what we do. So that is 100% winner of a program.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. It's just how you use it, and it's really cool how you guys are creating that. Let us know when you've got it, and would love to share it with all the TTPlay viewers out there as well. So make sure you tag us in it once that's created, because I know it will be really helpful for a lot of viewers. But we'll keep the show moving. I know that you guys are a bundle of fun. We had a bit of fun just before the show, but we've got to keep moving and going. Arron, you're up next with another one of this program, but you're looking at rubrics. So a good follow-on to see how you're using it. So let me know when you're ready, and I'll start the timer.
I am good to go. So yeah, this has become a bit of a baby of probably mine and Daniel's, and even Andy's, I guess probably all of us, but Dan and I have been doing some stuff together with this for a little while. So I'm going to actually just play a video. So I'm putting together a series of webinars on just the new features of iDoceo, which I've been working on with Bert from iDoceo. So we're just putting a little series of webinars together that people can sort of watch. So I'm just going to play the webinar if that's okay. I haven't released it yet, so you guys are the first to see it. A little bit of tidying up to do with it, but we will see how we go.
And welcome to the Aussie Phys Ed Network. My name's Arron Gardiner, and this is the first of a series of webinars introducing you to some of the great new features of what I consider the best assessment app going around at the moment, iDoceo. iDoceo's newest feature is the rubric creator, and it's probably all round the greatest addition to the iDoceo app. So you access the rubrics through your gradebook, and the setup of the rubrics are just like any other rubric that you'll have created before. They can be as detailed or as simple as you want, and you have the option of adding detailed assessment criteria in the boxes I'm showing you at the moment. Not all rubrics require that detail, but sure can help. So this is a rubrics of an invasion game unit that I did with my grade 5/6s. I'm just showing you the added detail in the criteria that I added for these children, and I found this really helpful for when assessing those students. So I'm just going to show you how to set up a simple rubric. You would just to click on the rubric grade type. As you can see here, you can add as many columns and as many rows as you need. You can also play with the column and row width and height, and can also play with the text alignment in the header and the text alignment in the cells. You also have the option of setting your result, and I always like to set mine to a percentage result. You have the option of weighting your rows, so the weight scoring can be different on each row depending on how you assess. But in the test flight version, which is not available to everyone,
1 minute.
there's a new option where you are able to skip empty cells, which really takes the idea of using the weighted option out, which is fantastic. There are several ways that you are able to import rubrics into iDoceo. So you can import from a CSV or XLS file. You can paste from an Excel file. I've found that at the moment there's a few bugs at the moment with pasting from that, as you saw from the rubric I just showed you. So what I've found the best option for importing the data is to import straight from a CSV or XLS file. What this does is it allows you to import from a file in from Google Drive. So what you do, you set your Excel, you set your rubric up in Excel.
Ooh. Have you got me back there?
We have.
I don't know what
Look
happened
at
there.
that. It's like I just prepared that earlier. Perfect timing.
It was actually just getting to the end of that, so it was just going to finish off showing you how to import it from your Google Drive, which is Dan and I have had to play with that over the last couple of weeks. So that's basically it. Just wanted to show you how easy it was to set one up and get going with that. So that's probably been the biggest thing that we found. People have thrown their hands up in the air and said it may be all a bit too hard, but once most people give it a go, it's probably hands down the best, I reckon, assessment app you can get using. So get on it, people.
Perfect. Does anyone have any comments for Arron?
Yeah, I might just say a couple of things. I was actually lucky enough to be in this Arron.
I think we're losing you, Sean.
He said that well, didn't he?
I think he said
Am I still
Arron.
here?
Yeah, you're better now. You just
I'm
broke
still
you
here.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just my voice. No, I think, I was lucky enough to be at Arron's presentation at Vic Achpa, and I think one of the best things that this program does is it effectively takes all the paper out of your life and gives you back your weekends. And I think that you effectively gave your delegates a gift in handing them how do you, just even planting the seed of that rubric, because you can just see that light bulb go off in their brains. And I think making those videos, mate, is going to be just that extra bit, almost like a flipped learning video for teachers to be able to go back and just do it at their own pace. So kudos to you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Arron,
Well done.
sorry, Eleni. How do you? One of the things that I know with the specialist teachers at our school is that you show them apps that they can use in their learning, but they all go crazy for iDoceo. Why do you think it's such a good tool for other specialist teachers?
It's ease of use. It's I sat down with my art and PE teacher who were not very tech savvy this year. My art teacher, that's me. I do apologise. My my Italian teacher and my my performing arts teacher, and they're both as untech savvy as you can get. But I just sat down with them, and in 10 minutes we had set them up with goals for their students, class list. Both went in with that for their PDP to show the boss, and the boss was blown away with what they'd done. And that was a 10-minute session of me sitting down with them and just showing them. They've now run with that, and they've set up every class that they're teaching at the moment with goals. Ease of assessment. I know something Andy and I do. We're all big in our learning intentions and success criteria. Just taking photos of every learning intention that we put up on the board and storing that in a bulletin board in the app. It's just the features are outrageously easy and outrageously cool to use. So that's probably, I reckon, it's ease of use once you get your head around using it.
Just also to answer Steve's question is that specialist teachers just have to be so incredibly organised, because if you're not on the ball, you miss things and they don't come back a second time. Either that, or you end up with, like someone mentioned before, you end up with piles and piles of paper which you're never going to get through. So to have everything, like Eleni mentioned, in one place, and it's right there in your hand the whole time, just makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it, for specialist teachers?
Absolutely.
Perfect. We'll keep going. Thank you for sharing that. I think next time I see you guys, I might have to sit down. You might have to show me hands to actually get me physically do it. I always say I need to, but to physically make me stop what I'm doing and do something, I think is my problem at the moment. But hopefully we can catch up again and you guys can show me. But next up we have Shannon, our only female presenter tonight. Woohoo! So when you're ready, Shannon, just remember to unmute and let me know when you're ready, and I'll start the timer.
All right, let's go. Hi guys, my name's Shannon Cameron. Tonight I'm here to talk about Plickers. For those of you who haven't used Plickers before, Plickers are paper clickers. So they're a way for you to be able to create an online poll to check your students' understanding, or to use it as a summative assessment task. I suppose I always go back to Simon Sinek's Start With Why. And the reason I came across Plickers is I was looking for a way to really quickly, effectively capture student self-reflection on their performance, but you can also use it for a number of other kind of formative assessment opportunities. So I'll just share my screen. Bear with me here while I put my slide on. Can you see that?
Yep, ready to
Beautiful.
go.
Okay, so Plickers are basically a tool that allows you to poll your students, and you can use multiple choice or true or false answers, and you can keep their answers for future record, or you can use it as a formative assessment and use it as a hinge point question. So what you'll need to get started with Plickers is you'll need a Plickers account, so plickers.com, a set of Plickers cards, and just one device with the free Plickers app installed. You can see how it's spelt up there. Often that's probably a limiting factor for many people. But basically, how to use Plickers. So once you've created an account at plickers.com, you just need to print and set up your cards. Pretty straightforward. Print them out, print them to cardboard. I laminate them, and I usually have thought about how I'm going to store them so that the kids can get their cards quickly and know that it's theirs. If I've got younger students, I will write the A, B, C, D on the back. Once they've got their cards set up, you need to set up your class. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just a simple case of you go in and you add a roster. So basically you copy and paste a list of students from an Excel document, or you can type them in one by one, and you simply drag and drop a card onto their name. Once you've got your cards set up, it's about setting up your questions. So I normally use this, I regularly use it every lesson, particularly in health, for self-assessment and self-reflection on their engagement and their input. So what was their with itness for the class, and how much were they involved in the activities. It's really cool because at the end of the lesson sometimes I'll go, oh, that was a bit talky. but when the students reflect on their with itness, huge engagement. So it's sometimes is a really good tool to be able to know where you're at. Limitations are you can only use multiple choice or true-false style questions, which I find quite limiting for summative tasks, but really, really good for just finding out where they're at. So once you've set your question, you simply have your app on your phone, which you open. If you've got a smartboard, it's really useful. You click on the live view option up the top here, and you click scan now. Once you've done that, you make it looks like you're making a video of the class, but as it's happening, the answers pop up. So you can see here the blue and white option. That's for questions that are open-ended, so you don't get a right or a wrong. And you can see on the left, the green and the red option is for when we've identified that there was one correct answer. So really quickly, you can find out what every single kid in your class knows about a particular topic really, really simply. Once you've you're missing a picture there. Once you've got your data, once you've asked your questions, it's then about asking where to from here and how am I going to move my class forward. So I often put my like questions together so I can ask 5 questions on, say, in this case, prime movers, so I can get a quick look at what my class knows in a really visual way. It is super, super easy to use. You can also export your information to an Excel spreadsheet in CSV format, and then you can use that for whatever you like from there. So you can use it as a summative tool, but I particularly love it for formative assessment, and in particular for health and phys ed with the self-reflection. That is me, short and sweet.
Thank you, Shannon. I think that's really, you were a little bit over, but that's okay. I will forgive. But I really did love how, you know, when you said Plickers at the start, I'm like, I've heard of this, what is it? And I always forget about it. And I think it is also, being a classroom teacher, you know, you have those devices, but when kids do go to specialists, they don't always have a device with them, handy and easy, and you still want to be able to do those quick little surveys. And I know even for teachers who have limited devices, it's a great way that they can still do those surveys by just the students holding it up, quickly getting the data as simple as a photo. So really, really cool. And it's always one that I know about, but I haven't actually used myself. I've been quite lucky in that their kids can just get a device and get into something by scanning QR code, but it is just another way, which I think, you know, for those teachers out there who have got limited devices, who do find that a struggle, that's perfect to link back to the classroom and any specialist, definitely. So thank you for sharing that as a reminder.
And in particular, it's really useful for a PE teacher. You can use it out on the field. You can use it in the gym. You just take your cards with you. If I'm in health, I have them Velcro dotted to the student's desk so that they don't get lost, and I know that they're going to be there each lesson. But it's really easy to have a group of cards printed out, ready to go with you when you go, and or regardless of where you're teaching. Which makes it really versatile. The other one is that you can actually create questions on the run, so you don't have to have pre-prepared questions. You can get halfway through a class and go, I want to know if my kids know this. I think they do, and I want to move on. And you can quickly add a question and scan really simply from there.
And Shannon,
awesome.
The greatest thing about that that assessment spreadsheet is you can snapshot that and store that in your iDoceo.
Plug. Are you getting a discount?
Is that you? Is that you trying to also get points by our voters as well?
It's a one-stop assessment shop, I'm telling you.
Cross-reference.
He deserves it for that. He deserves it for that plug. Look at the spike ball hat on there. He's a walking billboard, Azza.
Shannon, can I say that it's what I love about Plickers is, as a PE teacher, you often trying to find that balance between having the kids active and really embedding technology, and Plickers is just easy, and it's really rich, and it adds, you know, so much value because you can, you know, do it on the fly. It's durable. You can take it anywhere. It's mobile, and then you can import it to iDoceo as well if you want. But it's just a perfect tool for PE teachers.
or any other sort of assessment format things that you already use. I'm sure that uses a spreadsheet will work just as well. Andy, you're up next. So you're our final speaker, but as I said earlier, make sure you do stick around. We do have a special guest, Ewan McIntosh, who will be joining us in a matter of minutes. So Andy, when you're ready, let me know and we'll start the timer.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Get steady and go. Tonight I'm talking about QR codes. What else? And I've prepared a little. Told you I had a lot of APT today. So the title of mine is Are QR Codes Superheroes? Now, the why, I guess it really comes down to it's an easy, effective means to share a large volume of information. And the school I'm in is pretty much glued together with QR codes. It is really, really cool to see. It's like a walking museum. Examples of use, and these are actually practical examples of use in my school. I just took a walk around 3 classrooms, one of them being the gym, and the other being the class that I was in on Friday, just to take a snapshot of some QR codes. Top left, links to a Google form, simple exit ticket, asking kids how their day was in PE. We have linked to each of the specialists, and they have exactly the same answers. It is today I think it was today I absolutely rocked. Today I found most things easy. Today I found some things easy. Today I found none of it easy. And it gives us credibility back through the specialists when we cross-reference everything. The middle one links to their online portfolios, their digital portfolios, and that's simply logs them in. The Rainbow Fish QR code will read them a book. Down the bottom, little target differentiation. I've created 3 different activities for the one throwing activity in PE. The broadcaster, phys ed broadcaster badge, we used that during the Olympics, and they actually got a digital badge out of that. The minute to win it links to a tabloid, so back onto to Google Forms. And then on the right-hand side there is 5 different Just Dance songs. So multiple uses for QR codes. I thought it was important for us to link into where these superheroes come into our daily life as well. So in regards to Christmas cards, now, I don't like writing Christmas cards, so I'll QR code mine this year. TripAdvisor, so reading the reviews of where you stay. Azza and I, next year we're going to be using TripAdvisor a lot with those QR codes, Azza. Going to the gym. So when Azza goes to the gym and Sean go to the gym, they need to QR code their own personalised workout. That's Sean's bar there. There's no weight on it. We have to take that off. Road ID. So Corey, you I know you're lurking in the background there, but you may have seen these before. So those QR codes actually link to personal information. So if you are injured out on the road, then you are able to find that information, and ambulance medical crew can find where you live, who to ring, what to eat, where to shop, and what is that green stuff that you might ask.
30 seconds.
Yeah, already at least like world championship results, and also maybe some really cool blogs.
So not only do you have to vote for these guys, but we do have a very special announcement at the end of tonight's show. So make sure you don't go anywhere and stick around. Where that's coming from.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I needed to plug this one because this is really important.
It's coming from you, Ewan.
Ewan, can you just mute your microphone for a quick second? You can keep going, Andy. I'll be nice. Hang on. Stop a second. Andy, we've lost you. Hang on. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go back 1 or 2 slides. I think we lost you for a second then.
All right. Well, the last one, this one was talking about how beautiful it was to QR code the TeachTechPlay conference.
Wonderful. I love all you PE teachers.
Yeah. And basically, I wanted to make sure we keep calm and say no more to ugly URLs. Kids can't type those in. So, reign supreme QR codes, my final.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email.
Ah, look at that. And my song didn't work. Bugger. I had a finished song there too. Sorry, I got pretty excited. How was that?
No, perfect, besides a little mini hiccup in the middle, but all good.
Average.
I must say, QR codes are one of my favourite. And, you know, you can just use them for absolutely anything. And you showed us just some of the ways. I know I use them as well to mix up where my students sit. So being at an all-girls school, they become very cliquey at times. So in the mornings, I just put QR codes on the table, so I don't even know where I'm putting them. And then they just scan as they come in the morning and sit down at their spot. So it just mixes things up and creates that bit of mystery in there. So I use them all the time, and they're absolutely fantastic. So thank you for sharing just a few more ways. Did any of our other PE teachers have anything else they'd like to say?
Excellent.
I loved it, Andy.
Everybody has to have their own theme music.
Yeah,
and I love it how you had to dig at everyone. Now, before the show ends, we do have an announcement, but I'm just going to remind everyone, please make sure you do vote for your favourite presenter. Voting is open, obviously, now until Friday, 8 p.m, and we'll announce it on Twitter and our Facebook page. We also will have our Twitter conversation next Monday night at 8 p.m. So make sure you do join us, because we'll be discussing everything shared on tonight's show. So any PE teachers out there who do have extra further questions, make sure you do join us next week for that. Another great thing is that we have also launched a new website in the last month. So make sure you do check that out. But we did just have Ewan, and he has just dropped out, but that's okay. We will get there. But we do have some really exciting news. So hopefully Ewan will jump back in. But our exciting news is, and Ewan is part of it as well, is tonight we are actually excited to be launching TeachTechPlay Conference for 2017. So this year we ran our first educational two-day conference where we brought together our community. So TeachTechPlay, we are mainly online, but we thought it would be a great idea to connect all our wonderful educators and share what they're doing over 2 days. So this year it was at Ivanhoe Grammar, and we're excited to say that next year it will be at Ivanhoe Grammar as well. Steve, would you like to introduce, I know Ewan's just dropped out, hopefully he will come back, but if you want to tell us a bit about Ewan, as he is one of our keynote speakers.
Beautiful. Can you share your screen for me, Eleni? So
I will do right now.
So while you're doing that, it's our great pleasure to have Ewan McIntosh of Notosh presenting as our first keynote for 2017. For those of you who were at the 2016 conference, Tom and Hamish's session was probably the most packed out of any session. So to have Ewan kick off the session is just absolutely amazing. So Ewan is our first keynote. We also have Matt Miller, the author of Ditch That Textbook, all the way from the US, who will open up day 2. And we have the amazing John Burgess closing on day 1. And as you can see from the teachtechplay.com/conference website, it's even better. And that's hard to top because the 2016 version was absolutely outstanding. So we're really excited. It's, we're launching with, the first round of presenters, and it gives me great pleasure to hand over to the one, the only, Ewan McIntosh.
Oh my goodness!
So
How are you doing? I have somehow Google Hangouts managed to kill my laptop, which is just sitting here in a steaming mess, but my iPhone has managed to come to the rescue. So I've really enjoyed listening to all these physical education types sitting behind their computer for an hour, which surely is oxymoronic. But I'm really delighted. got some really exciting stuff to share while my computer was crashing. I don't know if you've revealed your exciting news, but I think that
yes,
certainly...
you and we did.
Fab. Good.
We couldn't wait.
You're quite right. And I think that the lessons really coming from the gang here tonight are the ones that I'll be reinforcing for TTP next year, because there's so much in common, I think, between the way great coaches, great sports people coach each other, help each other, feed back to each other, even if they're competing against each other, that we could harness for learning in schools. And I was inspired by the Olympics, certainly the British team's Olympic effort in any case. And so I think there's plenty of lessons that we can bring back to bear there. And I'm hoping that I can meet some of the wonderful teachers I've been listening to this morning here in Edinburgh when I come over and see you all next year for TTP 2017. It's really exciting. And thank you so much for the invitation, both to this hangout and to the event later in the year.
Perfect. Thank you, Ewan, for joining us. I know that the work you do is absolutely fantastic with Notosh, but a little bit more, I know that you also created TeachMeets. So I know TeachMeets are a massive part of the Australian culture of sharing learning as well. So it's great to have you there to continue to share that love of community, sense of bringing everyone together, because I know that's what TeachTechPlay is all about. Just to go over that again, Steve, apparently it just cut out a little bit. I'll just share my screen again and show everyone the website. But the website is up and live at the new teachtechplay.com. If I share my screen, hang on one second. So make sure you do check it out. We have got a range of presenters, as we said. We've got Matt Miller, as well as one of our keynotes who wrote Ditch the Textbook, as well as John Burgess from Quan. Tickets can be purchased from our website. We have a fantastic lineup of presenters, including two presenters from New Zealand, Steve Mouldy and Mike Reading, along with a range of absolutely fantastic educators that you can see from our community. So we are super excited to have everyone join us for these 2 days of fun. So the conference is set to be a lot of fun, and we are really grateful to have it showcased again at Ivanhoe Grammar. So do not miss out. And also, when you're on our website, check out our community page. It is a new sort of page where we are showcasing a range of educators. And if you would like to be part of this, just get in contact with me. We would love to hear your story and what education means to you. As TeachTechPlay's mission, it is about bringing and connecting educators together, and that's our mission, to connect everyone, share and learn the great things that are happening in education today. So that's all from us. I know that next month we'll see you all, but we hope you can all join us next week for our Twitter conversation. So we'll continue to talk about everything discussed on tonight's show, and reach out to us using the TTPlay hashtag if you have any questions. So thanks again. Thank you to all our presenters for tuning in, and we'll see you next month, and hopefully get to see some new faces at the conference as well next year. See you guys.